1580 Imperial Probation and Parole Office. Report of a male subject trespassing. Goes by JC. He's videoing as well.
But they want you to leave, so let's step out of the building, okay?
Well, is it a public office?
Sir, they told me it's their building, it's the state's building, and they don't want you here, so you need to leave.
Are you going to arrest me if I don't?
Yes, sir, I will arrest you. Let's go ahead and go.
All right, don't touch me. I'll go. Don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me.
Go ahead and step out, because I've asked you 3 times now to step out of the building.
This one's a banger, and it comes to you with 911 call recordings, police dispatches, and body cam. On December 6, 2023, JC News Now was conducting a First Amendment audit at the Howell County Probation and Parole Office. It didn't take long for everyone with a badge to flip out. Officer Brixey of the West Plains Police Department in West Plains, Missouri responds. And you betcha, hands-on, threats of arrest and all that. Not just from JC's cam or his body cam, but we got the radio calls too. Let's jump right into the 911 call.
Police Department.
Hey, this is Dylan over at Probation and Parole.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I got a question for you. I got a guy, he goes by JC. I think he's this guy that goes around and records government meetings and does all that. You guys know him, I'm sure, right?
Yep, I've seen him before too.
Okay. What is the process for that?
Did he come in and then ask him for names and badge numbers, or?
Yeah, and he's just got his phone out recording and stuff like that.
Okay. Is he like causing an issue, causing a disturbance?
He was trying to record back in our area, back like that, secured. Yeah, we certainly don't want him here. We have an officer ask him to leave, and at this point he hasn't.
And what's your name?
My name is Dylan Carter.
And what's he wearing?
Blue shirt, khakis. Light blue shirt, khakis, gray ball cap.
Okay. I'll have the officer respond over there to make contact with you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And this is at 1580 Imperial, right?
That's the 911 call. Guys filming, guys not breaking the law, guys engaged in his First Amendment protected activity and right. Guy needs to be arrested, hauled out of here, and you guys need to run code to get here even faster. The Howell County Probation and Parole in Howell County, Missouri, might not be the right folks to deal with offenders reintegrating into society. How do you expect to hold others accountable for obeying the law when you don't know the basic principles of it yourself? All the radio dispatch, phone calls, and body cam was requested by JC News Now in a records request. And all that same footage is being provided to you here today, courtesy of JC News Now. Also, the cop doesn't turn on audio in his body cam for the first few seconds, so I've taken the liberty to make it enjoyable. Camel Toe to Moose Knuckle. Come in, Camel Toe. This is Moose Knuckle. That JC feller thinks he's gonna do stuff like filming in public. There's no filming in public. Chief's gonna kill me when he finds out I sniffed his underbritches again. Get her done! I've had this crush for so long, I really do hope she says yes. She is my favorite cousin. Confucius say I had itchy butt, so I must have stinky finger. Let's get pumped! Lube up, boys.
They dropped the Cameraman charge and they set it.
Hi.
Hey, sir.
It's that JC guy that records everything.
Yeah.
He's in here, so I believe we're within our rights to ask him to leave, and then if he doesn't,
Yeah, absolutely.
have to trespass. So yeah, that's just what we'd like to do at this point.
Okay.
Not been too rowdy. Not been too rowdy. Not been too rowdy.
Officer, he needs to be arrested, okay? Why should he be arrested? Let me break this down for you. This is going to blow your mind, okay? He's been filming, okay? And get this, he's not been too rowdy. Get that? That's for real. This guy should be physically removed, restrained, and arrested because he's not broken the law. And by the complainer's own admission, he's not been too rowdy. If you should get arrested for not being rowdy, what happens if you actually get rowdy?
But the recording, he's trying to push his phone into the window.
Again, this is parole and probation, and parole and probation's job is to make sure that while you're on supervision, you obey all local, state, and federal laws. But the people in charge of making sure you obey the law don't know the law. So they're willing to have you removed and arrested for not breaking the law and for not being rowdy. At least this guy's in probation and he's not a cop because his investigatorial skills suck. This glass over the window. JC couldn't put his phone in the window. He could put it up to it, but again, there's no expectation of privacy in public. You can film government with them knowing. In fact, you can film government surreptitiously. You can film them without them knowing. And parole and probation offices are not exempt from you filming them, whether there's glass or not, as long as you don't break the plane of the window. You can literally watch my channel. I must have done like 15, maybe 20 different probation or parole offices. But you're in West Plains, Missouri.
Stuff like that. So, yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, okay. I think that's about it.
I think that's about it. That's the problem. You thought, okay? Or at least you tried to. Do you see the anguish and agony on this guy's face trying to formulate a thought? Just realize that if you do or don't break the law in Howell County, Missouri, this moron could actually be your probation or parole officer. If you get him, just hope he doesn't have to think. That's like two brain cells fighting each other to be victorious. I mean, look at his face like... Yeah, so I think. That's the problem. Stop thinking. You're making the rest of us smart folk look bad.
All right. Do you need me for anything necessarily right now, or?
But you guys, if he doesn't leave, do you want me to charge him with trespassing?
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't leave,
Okay.
He mentioned, hey, I know law enforcement's probably coming. So he said once you guys got here, I think he will be willing to leave, and
Okay.
so great. But yeah, just
Okay.
don't want him here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks. But yeah, just
Okay.
don't want him here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks. But yeah, just
Okay.
don't want him here.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Let's go over the Constitution in Howell County, Missouri, and the West Plains Police in West Plains, Missouri. You're engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. You haven't committed a crime. The complaining and reporting party has admitted that you're engaging in a constitutional protected activity, and even they say you haven't committed a crime. Their response to you being engaged in lawful activity and not committing a crime? Yeah, just don't want him here. I bet you this cop would say the same thing if his cousin asked him out on a date.
Thank you. Hey, sir.
How's it going?
Do you go by JC?
Yeah, that's me.
They don't want you here anymore. You care to leave for me?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to do a sunshine request first.
Well, this isn't the way you do it.
So Officer Idiot Brixey of the West Plains PD in West Plains, Missouri shows up and asks JC what he's doing. JC says that he's filling out a sunshine request or a Freedom of Information Act. And the cop says, well, this isn't how you do it. So let's take a look at the federal guidelines and see exactly what you need to do to fill out a FOIA request. To fill out a Freedom of Information Act request, you can state that you're making a FOIA request, include your contact information, describe the records you want to request, provide any additional information that applies, and sign the request. Funny, nowhere does it say that JC can't be right there requesting it right then. But leave it to America's most idiotic, unprofessional, and stupid police officer, Officer Brixey of the West Plains Police Department, to get that little fact confused. They're doing a great job in Howell County and West Plains.
So, but they want you to leave. So let's step out of the building, okay?
Well, is it a public office?
Sir, they told me it's their building, it's the state's building, and they don't want you here. So
That
you
makes
need
it
to
public.
leave.
Are you going to
No, it
arrest
does
me
not
if
make
I
it-
don't?
Yes, sir, I will arrest you.
That's
if you
all I
don't
need
leave.
is what's your name and badge number?
It's all painted right here.
Oh, so you just don't want to say it?
That's not bad. You can see it clearly, correct? So
Yeah, but-
let's go ahead and go.
All right, don't touch me. I'll go. Don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me.
Go ahead and step out, because I've asked you 3 times now to step out of the building.
I'm going to. What's your name and badge number?
I've already given it to you.
No, you didn't. You didn't give me your badge
Okay.
number.
So if they don't want you here anymore, if you come back, they're gonna want you
Am I
to charge
detained?
you a trespass. Nope.
All right, then I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. You're dismissed. You're dismissed, Brixey. Get back to work. You don't want to identify. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do my sunshine request like it's allowed by law.
Okay.
You're violating my rights, sir.
Okay.
It's state property. That means it's public. And you put your hands on me.
Yep. Because you refuse to
You
leave.
cannot put your hands on a private citizen, sir, without cause.
Sir,
Did
if you go back in the building, you're going to be arrested for trespassing. Have a great day.
Did I commit a crime?
Yes, you're trespassing.
No, I'm not. You just asked me to leave and I left. Afterwards, it's a crime, buddy. Learn the law.
A lot of you folks are going to get upset with JC News now because you're going to say, oh, well, this cop had no lawful right to make you leave the building and all you were doing was filming. Well, you're right. He did have no lawful right to demand that you leave for engaging in a constitutionally protected activity. But your rights are not violated until they're violated, right? And JC does this all the time, right? He will say to a cop, are you telling me if I don't leave, I'll be arrested? Moron cop says, yes. JC responds, okay, that's all I needed. So now I'm leaving a public place under the threat of arrest only and for no other reason because I was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. That sets JC up for the lawsuit. And by the way, being filed and incoming, he will be serving his notice of intent to not just Howell County, not just West Plains Police, but 3 other separate police organizations, including the Ava Police Department. By the way, what a great job JC's doing. He actually applied for the position of Chief of Police in Ava, Missouri. Go over to JC News now, tell him I sent you. His video link is going to be in the description, as is the link to his channel. Make sure you go over there. Let freedom stay ringing, and that's the reason I stopped you today.